Hey, this is Josh from Injustice Josh, and this is Mad Max Anecdote. I can't believe I never watched this movie before. Like, just a badass protagonist with a great actor, great cinematography. Like, I even bought the game before ever watching the movie, because the game is very much like the Arkham games in terms of the combat, but I never watched the movie. It was always in my watch list. I've heard about it. It's popular and for a good reason. And I finally watched it. The first one and the second one. I still have to watch the third one, but I'm gonna talk about the first one. It was just so cool. Like, the story was simple, but like it felt rewatchable. I think those are the best kind of movies where the story's simple. You understand it. You don't have to watch it like 20 different times, like Christopher Nolan. I mean, it's simple, but you can. There's things that I'm like. It's probably because in the beginning of the movie, there's things that are shown that at the end of the movie you figure out, and then I'm sure on a rewatch you're like, oh yeah. When you on your because you know how it's gonna end, you know more about the lore, the definitions of certain words, or what certain characters, who certain characters are, what certain places are. And when you rewatch that movie, especially a dystopian alternate reality where it has completely fictitious names and locations and characters and
We know who you are, Bronze.
We'll see you on the road, Skag! We'll see you on the road like we saw the Night Rider!
We remember the Night Rider, and we know who you are!
but it's just great. It felt like Terminator, it felt like Predator. Like I think this is actually the first Mel Gibson movie I watched, so it was pretty cool.
Would you look at that? A ladder! Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of...
Oh, the reason I watched the movie was because so the Borderlands movie trailer came out, and I'm like obsessed with that movie. I'm like, well, not obsessed, but I'm very excited for it. Borderlands is cool. It's kooky. I kind of like those type of movies those type of like stories that are like kooky and funny, because it's like the opposite of who I am. And like Birds of Prey, I know not a lot of people like that, but I thought it was pretty fun. Quentin Tarantino's movies are like that as well. Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, because so the trailer for Borderlands came out. I watched that and I'm like, wow, this looks great. What's his Kevin Hart, he looks better than I expected. I mean, it looks a little short, but still pretty good. Lilith, she looks a little old, but I mean, it looks like it's gonna be fun. And Claptrap looks really good. Like, the effects look really good as well. The actress for Little Ahsoka's in there too, so that's cool. Anyway, so the trailer came out. I decided to continue my Borderlands marathon. I was playing Borderlands 2, and then I stopped, and now I continued playing it, and I finished it. I just had an itch for more of that world, and I knew like Mad Max was sort of the original inspiration. Just I never even paid attention to Mad Max, but it was in the back of my mind. That's probably how popular it was, how popular it is, that I just knew that was the inspiration behind Borderlands. So I was like, you know what, let's watch it. So I watched it, and I'm so glad I did. You can see immediately the inspiration behind Borderlands, and it's great. Every Borderlands fan should watch Mad Max, and they probably already have, but I have a philosophy that, like, there's no way you can watch every single popular movie that's out there. Like, there's got to be movies that you haven't watched that are like, ooh, so popular. But like, there's so many movies that I haven't watched, and there's like, they consider like the top movies or whatever, which it's subjective. Movies are just, in my opinion, bad movies can be good and good movies can be bad. There's no just opinions at the end of the day. But that's, I'll probably make another video on that, because that's a whole other topic. But so Mad Max, I rated it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It was just good. Maybe on a rewatch different score, but I thought it was really good. I had a lot of fun. Mel Gibson, badass in the role. His partner Jim Goose, also really cool. Fifi, I like his line about heroes.
All right, I'll tell you how it is. You're a winner, Max. You're on the top shelf. And I'm not going to lose you because of some crazy notion about quitting. They say people don't believe in heroes anymore. Well, damn them. You and me, Max. We're going to give them back to heroes.
It's kind of has that like Star Wars hope to it. Hope for humanity. Hope after the apocalypse. Maybe that's why I like it. But I also like the craziness of it. Just apparently it inspired Terminator. So there you go. But the first one, I can't think of a story that actually inspired that was inspired from the first Mad Max. It's mostly the second one. That like desert, shirtless, like leather and spikes and flames, and that's mostly the second movie. The first one is more like bikers, crazy people, bikers. It's a bit more like closer to our time. That's it. I mean, I probably have a lot more to say, but this is the first anecdote I'm doing. I'm not nervous, just a little bit unexperienced. So that's it. This has been Injustice Josh. A face reveal, I guess. Yeah, I don't really have anything. My mind is, I don't have anything else to say right now. I think I'll talk about Mad Max 2 after this one. So, and I'll probably be more experienced as time goes on, so won't be as awkward. Mosquito. So yeah, that was it. One thing I did forget to talk about was towards the end of the movie, when, it's kind of spoilers, but when Mel Gibson's character, he's on the ground. What's his name? Max Ratajkowski, something like that. He's on the ground, and they like run over his arm, and I'm like, wow. So throughout the whole movie, I thought he was gonna turn into like a psycho. I thought he was gonna turn evil. Cause then I remember like Tom Hardy's character, and he has like this thing right here, and he's like, you know. So I'm like, is he gonna turn evil? Is this happening? Like RoboCop, but the reverse. It's like an origin story for like a villain, for like a crazy dude. I mean, it is an origin story, but it's for like a survivor, a badass survivor. But I just wanted to say that I thought that Max was gonna turn evil at the end of Mad Max. Like, I thought it was gonna be like he was gonna join, because he had that like mask with that like zombie or scary figure, and I was like, okay, is that like gonna be him? But then I'm like, now I'm like, after watching it, I'm like, okay, that's probably just like a mask, like a representation of what he's gonna not become, he's not really a villain, but like he's gonna become more jaded. So yeah, but I really thought it was gonna be like a RoboCop moment. Anyway, yeah, that was it. Thanks.